Hey, it's been a while. But this time it's not because I forgot. It's because I was really busy. Anyway, welcome back. Why can I not hear anything? Hello? There's usually music playing, isn't there? Why, I don't hear anything. Okay, anyway, I don't know what's up with that. No, my headphones are totally plugged in. Anyway, I'll skip over that. Welcome back. Do I remember what directly happened? Not entirely. I think it has something to do with, I met this guy here. We've been hanging out trying to figure out what's up with the guy that killed the both of us. And we found out that this guy goes to the college that I think I went to and the guy that killed us went to. Or he also went there before he died. And also that I can stray from the guy without feeling like pulled back. I think that's where we're at. Is it? I'm assuming this door. Okay, the sound is fine. There just wasn't any music there. Okay. That was a little weird. Oops, I turned it down too low. Anyways, we're both connected to Ethan. No, you're both connected to Ethan. You both have some kind of unfinished story tied to him. I don't remember what directly happened, but I remember I was gonna choose maybe we're soulmates. You grin, rocking back on your heels slightly, watching him with deliberate amusement. Or maybe we're soulmates. Doe blinks. His expression freezes. His mouth opens slightly like he wants to respond, but then he just doesn't. The corners of his ears turn red. You step forward, tentatively, leaning in. What? Don't believe in fate? Doe lets out the world's most awkward laugh. He rubs the back of his neck, looking away like the distant buildings suddenly hold the most interesting sights imaginable. I mean, fate's a strong word. I wasn't expecting that at all. You smirk, pleased with yourself. Well, neither of us expected to be murdered either, but here we are. Doe groans, dragging a hand over his face. Oh my god. You laugh. It feels good. A moment of actual normalcy in all of this. He doesn't take it badly. Honestly, from what you could tell, there was a hint of smile behind the hands that hit his face. You glance back at the street, staring at the wide open path ahead, the possibilities stretching further than ever. You could leave now. You could go anywhere. You're not chained anymore. But you don't leave. Neither of you do. Then, a glow catches your eye. It's initially subtle, just the faintest sliver of warm color creeping up behind the skyline. A soft golden hue bleeding into the deep purples and blues of the night. The first hint of sunrise. Doe sees it too. He tilts his head, watching as the sky changes. The way the edges of the clouds begin to glow. He stares, his lips parting slightly, something unreadable flickering across his face. The sunrise. You glance at him. Haven't seen one in a while? Doe lets out a breath of a laugh, shaking his head slightly. Not like this. You remind me of it. Ah! He whispers quietly, as if not to say it to you, but to himself. Really? Startling a bit, he looks away from you. Yeah, the sunrise always felt like potential, warmth, an inviting aura. Doe pauses. We should return before Ethan wakes up. Don't want him getting suspicious. Besides, we need to watch him and figure out what the hell is going on. You don't want him getting suspicious. Besides, you still need to watch him and understand what the hell is going on. Huh? Okay. It's just a repeat? Yeah. Let's go. The two of you turn, retracing your steps back toward the dorms. The streets are still empty. The quietness of the early morning is strangely eerie. It's a time most people don't see. Too late for the night, too early for the morning. I know exactly that time. I know that feeling. The dorm building comes into view, its windows reflecting the slow sunrise, still half asleep, much like the students inside. You're about to step through the doors when movement catches your eye. A figure. Ah! I'm sorry, that scared me. Okay. Justin, I'm gonna turn this down a little bit. Oh, bro, what is that? What is that? Dressed in all black, moving carefully and slipping out of the building as if trying not to be seen. You stop immediately, your breath stilling. Not that it matters anymore. Doe follows your gaze, eyes narrowing slightly as he registers the person leaving the dorms. Who the hell? The figure doesn't look back. What? What? Huh, I thought it was a jump scare. I was so scared. Given the time, you haven't gotten much of it. Given the time, you haven't gotten much of it to loiter, so you're forced to brush it off and continue to Ethan's room. He's already stirring, earlier than usual. He moves slowly, mechanically, like his mind is somewhere else entirely, as he gets out of bed, grabs his bag, and heads out the door. You and Doe follow. It's routine now, following Ethan through the motions of his day, watching how he carries himself, searching for something out of place. But today, you've noticed something. Ethan is tense, not in the same way as before. Not the usual cold, controlled, careful way he holds himself together. This is different. His shoulders are tight. He steps a little too fast, his head turning slightly occasionally. Okay, that's just weird. Like he's checking something. Text message sent 2 days ago at 5:12 p.m. Hey Ethan, noticed you didn't come into work yesterday. Just checking in. Things are a little weird here, but you know how it is. Anyways, text me when you can. See ya. You're telling me nobody's found my body yet? How has no one found my body yet? I've been watching it the whole time, so it's not like somebody moved it. I'm literally still in my closet. I'm sorry, I just realized that. I'm pissed. Like he's looking for something. Or like he's looking at something. At first, he smirked, arms crossed as he kept pace beside him. Man, you must be getting to him. Doe raises an eyebrow, glancing at you. What do you mean? Oh, I could see why she thought it was Doe. Did I also think that previously? I don't remember. Why she thought it was Doe that he was like afraid of when we were talking on the bench. But nah, that was clearly something else. Doe was not malicious enough. Look at him. He keeps checking over his shoulder. Text message sent yesterday at 8:43 p.m. Where have you been? Everyone at work is looking for you. The archive is locked. No one knows where the master key is. The cops came to ask questions twice this week. What happened? Oh, these are messages to me? Oh. Y'all, I'm dead. And has nobody found my body? Why? Why has no one found my body? I really would love to know. Ethan does it again. You watch him closely, grinning as you step closer, leaning in as if he can hear you. He can hear me. Test message sent today at 3:37 a.m. I spent the night at the police station with Avery. We kept asking if they had found any leads. Meanwhile, you are nowhere to be found? I know you've been going to class. Prick, answer me ASAP. Okay, okay, this isn't to me then, is it? Because I have not been going to class. What? Wait, okay, so are these messages to Ethan? Has he been going to class? I don't remember. Okay, if these are messages to Ethan, then he just hasn't gone to work? Okay. And the cops came asking questions? No, with Avery. Avery's my friend. So are these messages to me because I have not been going to class? That's what that says, right? I know you've been going to class. Right. Did I get body jacked? Is that why nobody's found my body? Because it's been jacked? Wait. Anyway. What's wrong, Ethan? I'm not haunting you enough? Nothing. No reaction. Of course not. Instead, he just keeps moving. And then, the more you watch him, the more something strange catches your eye. He's not looking at you. You frown, tilting your head slightly. He checks over his shoulder again, and you follow the movement, expecting him to stare at the space you're taking up, where he knows you are. But his gaze doesn't land there. It doesn't land on Doe either. Ethan is looking past both of you. Your stomach twists slightly, but you don't know why. Something about it makes the back of your mind itch. My computer just glitched. It scared me. Makes your skin, no, whatever you have left, crawl. Did you see that? His voice is quieter than before, more serious. You nod slowly, your smirk dropping as your arms fall to your sides. Yeah. You both go silent, watching. Ethan moves through the campus over the course of hours, going through classes and passing by groups of students, all of them oblivious to whatever the hell is wrong with him. He keeps checking. He keeps looking past you, glancing over his shoulder, scanning for something neither of you can see. He's afraid. But not of either of you. You stay into class with Doe. His face is unreadable, but you know he's thinking the same thing. Weird. Doe nods slowly, his lips pressing together into a thin line. Yeah. Weird. Eventually the sun sinks below the skyline, painting the city in deep oranges and purples. The long day comes to a close, and Ethan finally heads back to his dorm, still wound tight, still looking over his shoulder. It's strange, watching him go through his nightly routine and act like nothing is wrong when everything is wrong. Doe must notice the tension in your shoulders because as Ethan finally settles into his bed, his voice cuts through the silence, calm and easy. You look like you're about to combust. You scoff, crossing your arms. Gee, thanks. Doe smirks, but doesn't push it. He just leans back against the wall, thoughtful, watching you like he's trying to read something in your expression. So, what's the next move? You hesitate, shifting your weight. That's the problem. You don't know. You've been following Ethan, waiting for something to happen, waiting for some massive reveal. But now things are more complicated than ever. You're free from your tether to him, but you're still here. Doe's starting to remember things, but only in pieces. And Ethan is scared of something that isn't you. Jealous much? You run a hand down your face before sighing, frustration curling in your chest. I have no idea. Doe hums, tilting his head slightly. Maybe that's the problem. You frown, looking at him. He doesn't say anything right away. He just catches you. No, he just watches you. Thoughtful. Patient. Like he's waiting for you to catch up. When you don't, he exhales, straightening up. You're stressing yourself out. You raise an eyebrow at him. Oh, sorry, I didn't realize I wasn't allowed to be pissed off about being murdered. He chuckles softly, shaking his head. You know that's not what I mean. You glare, waiting for him to get to the point. He gestures towards the door, the campus outside, and anything that isn't this cramped, suffocating dorm. Come on, let's go somewhere. Clear our heads. You blink. That was not what you were expecting. You were expecting some profound revelation or realization, but instead he just wants to take a break. You open your mouth, ready to argue, ready to say that you don't have time for this, but then you realize something. You are tense. Your fists have been clenched for hours. Your mind keeps circling the same damn thoughts over and over and over, like it's eating itself alive. You've been running at full speed towards answers, but still haven't found them. Doe may have a point. You huff, rolling your eyes, but you don't argue. Instead, you shove your hands into your pockets, exhaling slowly. Fine. Where to, ghost boy? How about a park? You snort. That's your big idea? You want to go sit on a bench and feed pigeons or something? Doe grins. Well, you seem like you need something to... you seem like you need something to hit. So maybe you can just fight a tree instead. You roll your eyes, but don't argue. A park sounds nice. Open space, quiet. A chance to stop suffocating in Ethan's shadow for 5 minutes. You tilt your head towards the door. Fine. Let's go. Doe nods, and you both head out, slipping through the door with ease. But the second you do, you stop. There's someone outside Ethan's room. Bro, I'm scared. Ah! Okay. Bro, okay, so before I read this, right, I'm assuming this is the character, like, in the, you can't see where I'm gesturing, in the home screen, I'm assuming that's the character that's right here. That's who I think this is. Which I assumed that also before. Okay, let's get into it then. A figure dressed in black, hunched near the door. At first, you think maybe it's some idiot trying to break in and steal something. But then you realize they're not trying to get in. They're peering through the keyhole, whispering something under their breath, low and urgent. That's so creepy. What? Twin flames. You are not the only one who has counted the days in quiet fury. T. That's a T. I like that. Like that whole thing there. I like that. I don't even know what that means, but it just sounds nice. You and Doe both freeze, your eyes narrow, your body instinctively tensing. What the hell? Doe shifts beside you, his expression sharp, watching the figure closely. What are they saying? You try to listen, straining to catch any words, but it's too soft, just barely out of reach. But the tone? It's wrong. Low and fast. Not like someone trying to cast a spell or anything ridiculous, but someone desperate. Someone talking to themselves, repeating something over and over. Their head snaps up. You feel your stomach drop as they stop whispering and slowly, carefully turn their head toward the hallway. But there's nothing to see. You and Do are invisible, unseen, unheard. And yet, the figure hesitates. Then, without a word, they bolt. Bro, is this like a real person? Or like another spirit? They disappear down the hall, moving quickly, silent footsteps fading. You and Dose, right? We don't leave footsteps, right? So is this a real person? You and Dose stare after them, a thick silence settling between you. Okay, that wasn't creepy at all. Doe exhales, shaking his head slightly. Should we follow them? You consider it. You really, really consider it. But then you glance back at Ethan's room, and you don't know what that person was doing, but it wasn't good. Still, you can't tell if chasing them right now will get you closer to the necessary answers. You have already decided to take a break, and honestly, you still need it. You let out a breath, shaking your head. No, let's stick to the plan. We can deal with it later. I was wondering if it was going to give us the option to follow or not, and I guess not. Doe doesn't argue. He just nods, glancing at the hallway before the two of you slip outside. The air's crisp, the world wide open. You let yourself enjoy that freedom, even if it won't last. The city stretches behind you, but in the quiet of the park, it feels like another world entirely. The sound of distant traffic fades into nothing, the soft rustling of trees replacing the constant hum of urban life. Doe walks a little slower, his shoulders looser than before. You hop up onto the fountain stone edge, balancing with your arms outstretched like a tightrope walker. Do you think I could still fall in? Doe glances up at you, his brow raising slightly in amusement. That depends. Do ghosts have balance? Guess we're about to find out. You take an exaggerated step forward, pretending to stumble. For a moment, you think you might tip forward, that maybe gravity still has a hold on you. But nothing happens. Your body isn't yours anymore. The world doesn't touch you the way it used to. You don't make waves. You don't make a sound. You don't make an impact. But Doe laughs anyway. It's soft at first, just a tiny chuckle under his breath. But then it becomes more fundamental. You glance over at him, and he's smiling. Really smiling. Orange glow. Sheets of ice around the boy's heart melt away. Apathy and resignation reside, giving way to a timid gentleness, bare skin in the summer sun after a long winter. I'm sorry, I just remembered that there was like a trigger warning for like a guy kissing a corpse. And I think that's hilarious because it was literally like just the mention of like he kisses your dead body. And that was it. I thought it was gonna be some graphic description or like a picture, but that was it. I thought that was so funny. I just think that's funny that there was like a trigger warning for that. Not that soft. Careful expression. Not that soft, careful expression you've seen before. Not like he's trying to comfort you or watching his words. This is different. It's easy. Unrestrained. You step down from the fountain edge, stretching your arms behind your head before flopping onto a nearby bench, staring at the sky. Man, I almost forgot what it's like to just chill. Do hums, stepping closer before sitting down at the opposite end of the bench. He leans back, eyes half-lidded, watching the tree branches sway overhead. Yeah, it's nice. There's a long pause, a comfortable one. You almost let yourself sink into it. Almost let yourself forget what you are, what happened, and everything keeping you tied to this place. Then Do exhales slowly, and when you glance at him, his expression has shifted again. He's thinking. You can tell. His gaze is distant, focused on something that isn't here. Brooding. But freed from the frost, rage, grief, and the promise of a future that will never come. Dark, deep-rooted emotions, once buried, come to the surface like black serpents coiling within Do's mind, casting shadows over his face. You hesitate. Part of you wants to ask him about it. What do you remember? But another part of you doesn't. Not yet. Not when this moment still feels light. You don't want to ruin it just yet. So, instead, you smirk, tilting your head towards him. I didn't peg you for the type who enjoys sitting around in a park. He blinks, pulled from his thoughts. He raises an eyebrow. Oh yeah? What type did you peg me for? I don't know. You've got the whole, I think too much energy. I figured if I saw you in a park, you'd be one of those guys writing in a journal and drinking some overpriced coffee, contemplating life or some shit. Do lets out a surprised laugh, shaking his head. Okay, first of all, ouch. Second of all, that's not that far off. You grin as he shakes his head again, more amused than offended. He leans back against the bench, stretching his arms slightly before resting them behind his head. But for the record, my coffee was never overpriced. I worked at a supermarket. It has its benefits. So you admit you had a journal? Do huffs, rolling his eyes. Maybe. Blink and you miss it. Years of a life buried in books, wasted. Years of academic hardship and constant belittlement, wasted. Years of a reserved disposition and a tendency not to bother others, wasted. You chuckle, shaking your head as you stretch across the bench, letting your fingers ghost over the surface. Ironic. Do must catch something in your expression, because he shifts slightly, observing you. Do you ever think about what it felt like before? You glance at him, frowning slightly. Before? He nods. Do nods, looking down at his hands, fingers flexing slightly, like he's trying to remember what it was like to hold something. Nerve response. 10 miles away, in a neighboring city, inside a small second-story apartment, a young woman's fingers twitch reflexively. A childhood memory washes over her. A game of catch with her little brother. They don't talk anymore. Her choice. Yet, now she wonders if he is well, and what he's up to, unaware that his decomposing body lays in a forest, covered in moss and maggots. He killed him in the forest? How are they never finding these bodies, okay? There's at least 2. And you're telling me you're not finding... I mean, no one's looking for him, obviously. His sister is no contact. But me, they're looking for me. Why don't they find me? I don't know, just existing, feeling things. I try to remember what the sun felt. I'm assuming they're supposed to be like in there on my skin, but it's weird. It's like I know it was warm, but I don't actually remember the feeling. His voice is quiet, almost absent-minded. You stare at him momentarily, then let out a slow breath. Yeah, I get that. You glance up at the sky again. It's strange how the world keeps moving without you. The way the sun still rises, the wind still moves, and the city still breathes like nothing ever changed. Like you were never even here. Like nothing. Like Doe's only college friend never invited him out to the park and into the woods. Like the friend never grew jealous of some imagined academic excellence Doe possessed. Like that friend never wrapped his hands around Doe's throat and watched the life leave his eyes. You're joking. You're joking. He killed him because he was jealous of his grades? Oh my gosh, Ethan, you have so much to work on. You're irredeemable. Like, I thought it was like a little thing where he was seducing people and then killing them. But like, you literally just killed him because you thought he was too smart? And what is with you and choking people out? Are you upset? Are you upset, Ethan, that I died from bleeding out and not from asphyxiation? That's a question I hope gets answered. Joe shifts beside you, voice softer when he speaks again. What do you think we're supposed to do? You turn your head toward him. Supposed to what? Supposed to hurt him, or bring him to justice, or just let it go. That makes you pause. Let go? You don't know. You haven't even let yourself think about it. What does it mean to let go? Would that make you disappear? Would it change anything? Could you even let go when you still don't have answers? I want revenge. I'm not going to choose that right now. Because we're already hit 30 minutes. But that's what I'm going to choose. I might just record this in a little bit too, the next part. But I have some stuff I need to do. Anyway. Oh no, wait. Where am I? I meant to go to the main menu. I want revenge. I don't know about y'all. I was just thinking about that when he asked you. I was like, please give me the option to say something. I would want revenge. I would be so spiteful. I'm gonna be so serious. Justice? Yes, I want them to find my body, but I want him to suffer. From me. I already know Ethan's suffering, but that's not because of me. That's because of whatever the heck else is haunting him. Which this is not Ethan, right? And whoops. And this is presumably not me either. So this has to be the one that's physically haunting him. The person in black. Right? I don't know. This is a very interesting story. I like the way they talk about existing after death. Because I feel like it's really reflective of people that like feel like the world has never cared about them, or like the world just doesn't care about them. I feel like it's still very reflective of like that loner mentality of not the type of I'm better alone, but the type of I am so alone in the world and the world keeps spitting. I don't even know if I'm explaining that like properly, but I really like the emotions that they explore in this story. I think is really interesting. Anyway, thank you for watching.